At that time, my children, they could read very early, very young age, they could already read. And I wanted actually Dr. Rizal to go to school. But then you have to be 6+ before you can go to school. So I thought, why don't we start our own school for our own kids so that we can send them to school early?
Okay, well, I just think as a parent in general, when we have kids, the natural thing is to send them to school.
President Obama was speaking to the nation and all the children and all the parents, and he asked them this magic question.
Actually, there are many different reasons why parents send their children to school.
Not just for academics and knowledge, but also to learn how to function in the world.
We want them to get education, but I think at the same time we also want them to be built as a person.
You send them to school because you want them to be prepared for life.
They learn to interact better.
To train them in a systematic way.
Find a good job and have a good life.
School education, I think, is a very serious thing.
There must be that bit of pressure that forces them to develop these skills, that forces them to be better.
It is a serious thing because it is your life. You are learning to train yourself to be part of the community, school community, and then a bigger society, and part of the nation, because in the end, you play a role in nation building.
If you are not educated, and in any sense, whether or not in certain areas, you are being left out.
Education for me is a freedom from poverty.
There's a reason why we send our children to school.
I send my children to school to gain knowledge.
School is like a mini society.
When you send children to school, you want them to learn about life.
So they have to adapt to the others.
The child then comes to school and understands, okay, if I come to this place, I come here not to get these paper qualifications, but I come here to learn.
They can learn a lot of things, different way than if they stay at home.
The second reason is we want our children to be able to think critically, or in simple terms, to think for themselves, and be able to solve problems.
So I said, it's very easy. You just teach them to think.
And as a parent, if you're looking at this video, ask yourselves how many times you have scolded your child, whether it's your son or daughter. Hey, why you never think? Why you do this? Why you never think before you do this? Right?
Teach them to be sensitive to change. Teach them to solve problems.
And you know what's the honest answer that a child should be giving you? But Mom, in all the years I've been in school, no one has ever taught me how to think. There's no subject called thinking.
So of course, if you do that, then they can adapt and adopt very easily to a changing world.
We also send our children to school to find out what they are good at.
You never know what you're good at until you try. You never know what you're interested in until you try. And it's a shame for you to miss out on those things just because it's not in the list of someone in the the examining board's list of priorities for assessment.
A balance for the kids. I mean, you can push them with the studies, but they also have to have a fair dose of sports and other activities as well.
And this is what we instill in the children, that we say we nurture their souls. They learn about good music, good art, good taste in life, and at the same time, they must understand their privilege and they have a role to play in society to give as much to society as much as they have got from society.
If your goal is for your child to be a better person, your goal is for your child to be the best that he or she can be, then you have to put your child in a challenging environment, in a competitive environment.
We have discovered that teachers who come here, suddenly they see a new world, It's not a school. This is not a school. This is more than a school. And that's what we want.
Although I'm a teacher, I'm also learning a lot of things in school.
And we think and we do things also like a family.
I worked in abroad many schools. This coherence, this completeness, I did not find any other school but Cempaka.
We feel that we want to make a difference. no matter how small.
By being a good role model, that's how I see myself as making a difference in other people's lives.
Personality is very important.
You know, Cempaka School isn't just about filling the chairs in classrooms and, you know, getting the top grades. It's a whole experience.
Especially when children come back and say thank you, that is a great joy.
As parents at Cempaka, as teachers, we will look after your children as if they were ours.
I think the school needs to be more than just teachers and textbooks and classrooms. It should be a place where children feel at home.
I teach the younger students, so when they have fun, they enjoy what they're doing and they want to learn, so it's made quite a big difference.
If I do my job properly, I believe it will be an infectious thing. Hopefully, if I do things positively, every other people will also do things positively.
I'm already infected by the education virus. I just cannot stop, you know. It goes on all the time, and I find this wonder of learning. And this is really amazing.